We are back, and right now, it's what you came for. I know you saw the thumbnail, you know what I'm saying, hooked up by one co-designer. And I don't know, it might be debatable. That thumbnail might be better than this movie. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But we know it's guaranteed, you know what I mean? Because one co-designer comes with it every single time, you know what I mean? But that movie that we talking about is Barbie. This is the one that everybody's been waiting on. Oh my God. This is the one, all right? So, hey, y'all know how we're going to do. What we're going to do first is we're going to let you see this trailer or hear this trailer, you know what I'm saying, and find out what's the big hoopla about it, man. Why is everybody dressing out in pink and showing up in droves to these movies, man? What is going on? Maybe this trailer will let us know. I mean, because this trailer has been viewed by 60 million people. So it's got to be good, right? Well, let's find out. Let's roll that beautiful, beautiful bean footage.
Hey, Barbie. Can I come to your house tonight?
Sure. I don't have anything big planned, just a giant blowout party with all the Barbies and planned choreography and a bespoke song. You should stop by.
So cool.
You can find me under the lights, diamonds under my eyes.
This is the best day ever. It is the best day ever. So is yesterday, and so is tomorrow, and every day from now till forever. You guys ever think about dying?
When my heart breaks,
Some things have been happening that might be related.
when my world shakes.
Cold shower, falling off my roof, and my heels are on the ground. What do I have to do? You have to go to the real world.
You can go back to your regular life, or you can know the truth about the universe. The choice is now yours.
The first one, the high heel.
You have to want to know, okay? Do it again.
Closer I am fine. Closer I am fine.
I'm coming with you.
Okay. Wow, this is the real world. What's going on? Why are these men looking at me?
Yeah, they're also staring at me.
Barbie in the real world. That's impossible.
If this got out, this could mean extremely weird things for our world. This would be catastrophic!
We haven't played with Barbie since we were like 5 years old. Oh.
They said if you hate
No
Barbie,
one
this
rest
movie is for you.
Until this doll
Okay.
is back in a box.
Even if nobody else sings along.
Humans only have one ending.
Get that Barbie!
Ideas live forever.
No, I won't let you do just one appendectomy,
But I'm a man.
but not a doctor.
Can I talk to a doctor?
You are talking to a doctor.
And I need a clicky pen?
No.
And a sharp thing?
No.
There he is. Doctor!
Somebody get security.
Is Barbie, if you still in?
Yeah. Yeah, that just reminded me of everything that I had an issue with just that quick. Oh, my God. Yeah, so that was Barbie. That was the Barbie trailer. Yeah. I don't know. You know,
Can Roshan both or who go first?
man, even looking at that trailer, okay, like I'm trying to understand, like, what is it about the trailer that will make people say, oh my God, I need to go see that movie, like right now. I need to throw all my pink on, go out and see that movie, and yes, and enjoy everything. Even when I'm looking at it just then, I didn't even laugh. I didn't find something to laugh at, and it was just, oh my God.
That was stupid.
How you really feel that, right?
Mind y'all, man, let's watch the trailer again.
Hey man, we all got to go through this torture together, baby. Yeah, nah, man, it's something else. Okay, here's the deal. Before everybody just thinks, oh my God, they just all hate this movie and whatever. I don't know if we all hate this movie or whatever, but I listen, on the advertisement just then, I don't know if y'all saw it, and it tripped me out because I realized I never really watched the trailer like that. But it said, if you love Barbie, you'll love this movie. And then it said, if you hate Barbie, you'll love, this movie is for you. And I'm like, wow. So they knew going in that this movie was crap, basically. You know, that's I've never seen a movie advertised like that. If you hate this movie, you're gonna love it. You know, this movie is for you. If you hate the character in this movie is for you. That's some marketing, man. Like, we talked about that, man. That the marketing on here is crazy. Like, they came from all angles, so it's almost like they couldn't lose because they just marketed the crap out of this. But oh my God, where do you begin with this? Right? I guess like the setup, the synopsis that we've seen so far with this movie, obviously, is that, you know, the Barbie dolls, they have their own world, right? I mean, this fictional world, Barbie world, and you know, in Barbie world, everything is perfect. I mean, everything is just going the way that it should. Everyone's always smiling, and as you can see from the trailers, they're dancing, and it's all wonderful. And one day, I guess, the Barbie has a conscience, or she's woke, or something, and the concept of death comes up. And as you heard from the trailer, all the music stops, everything stops, right? You know, because we don't have that in the Barbie world. We don't have death and decay and, you know what I'm saying, issues and disease and this, whatever. It's all good all the time. And when this Barbie becomes self-aware, obviously, here comes the problems now. You know what I mean? Things are changing. It's not so perfect in the Barbie world, you know. And whatever is going on, this particular Barbie needs to go to the real world to find out what exactly is making the Barbie world not so great all of a sudden. And, you know, comedy allegedly ensues. I mean, depending on what's funny to you, as they go on this adventure from Barbie world to the real world. And without really spoiling it and everything like that, going back to the Barbie world, right? A lot of antics in between all of this happening, okay? With Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling. They go on this adventure, and a lot of things happen to them. Of course, it's that fish out of water tale. You know, the old classic fish out of water tale. I've never been here. No different than an alien coming to Earth for the first time and all this culture shock stuff happening. They don't know what's going on. It's the same premise with the Barbie. You know, they've been in the Barbie world for so long. So when they get to the real world and they see real things happening, they have a bit of a culture shock. They don't know how to take it, you know, and of course, they're getting all the type of stuff as they would, you know, for somebody coming to America or the Earth or whatever for the very first time. But how did they deliver it? You know, I mean, because again, we know there's nothing new under the sun. That we're basically regurgitating ideas and everything like that. But depending on the delivery, you can have an idea that's been done 1,000 times and make it seem new. But we want to find out, were they able to pull that off with this Barbie movie? I mean, going into it, it's not going to be something super serious because it's Barbie, right? But again, that doesn't mean that you have to deliver it in such a lazy way. You know what I'm saying? You can deliver it in a way that actually is pretty entertaining. And that's pretty much what we're going to talk about with this Barbie movie. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pass it on off, though, because I know someone showed up ready to represent. So, X, I got to let you come on in, man.
Time out. No. I'm going to have to deflect this time because we need a little bit of a balance here because
exactly.
The only person who might have some light for the movie, I feel as though we should get through the dark first.
No. See, that's the thing. Because it's already been poked at a little bit. Ray came in from the jump, you know what I'm saying? Like off the rip, let you know what he thinking. We need a little bit of that light first, you know what I'm saying?
So y'all can dark up the light after?
Oh no, but we don't know. We don't know now. We don't know. Cause I mean you got more opinions here. See, did you see Barbie? Oh man, come on. So you got a chance, dog. You got a chance, brother.
Ladies and gentlemen, this movie starts from the imagination and the concept that you were given as a child when you got that plaything and you got that doll. That Barbie is supposed to be what you make it, right? This film is starting off as the imagination. Now, I've known the concept of Barbie since I was 2-3 years old, as my sister was a very, very strong, heavy, shout out Liz, very heavy into Barbie.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So I've been...
Well, then when you say heavy, you mean like
I mean, she
play
had
sets?
the dream house.
Okay.
She had the convertible. She
Okay.
had all types of different Barbie dolls. Just like the film, there's different Barbies for a reason. There's
Right.
president, there's this, there's that.
Right.
But let's see where I want to take my review.
All right, you gotta know where to take it.
Let's see where I can take it. So we start off basically in what you would view as a perfect day for a perfect doll, as that was advertised for.
Right.
Right? But as personable as this doll is, it's supposed to represent the owner. So when she starts having these thoughts of death, when she starts getting the cellulite, getting the imperfections, after she's already feeling like perfect is too much, then she starts to seek out, okay, like Price said, the problems start ensuing and stuff like that. So Pink, being the wrecked Barbie, because like I said, there's different Barbies. You gotta keep up. All of y'all already know, so y'all are keeping up. But there's a wrecked Barbie. So the wrecked Barbie basically tells not conscious, but stereotypical is how she coined herself.
Right.
The stereotypical Barbie. That, you know, you have to find your owner because you're feeling what your owner felt. Which is, again, the personable connection to that. So then she travels over to the real world, figures things out, you know, and anticlimactic, and everybody did their part as far as this movie goes. There's a lot of, I feel like I'm trying to say it without spoiling it. Even though
Spoiler alert.
Some people feel like there's a lot. There's no need to spoil.
And it's funny because I don't even know if whatever you say would actually spoil it for them because they're going to see this movie regardless, apparently. You know.
Well, if you didn't already.
Right.
Since it had such a very big opening weekend.
Right.
You know, as our producer will pull up in just 1 second, it looks like they grossed a huge $351.4 million.
Look, 351 was enough, but they had to get a 0.4 too?
0.4.
Yeah, that come from us.
And just a reminder, there was another film that came along with this movie. It wasn't just Barbie Day. It was Oppenheimer Day as well.
That's true. Very true.
Which also grossed just as high as Barbie. But combined with $423.1 million at the international box office, Barbie has taken $774.5 million worldwide. It's assured of becoming
That's y'all movie
the
ticket.
second release
That's y'all movie
of
ticket every
2023 to hit $1 billion in the box office.
Oh my God.
So it sounds like a lot of y'all seen this. So let me see if I can just reword what I'm trying to say. Basically, deeper rooted into the presentation that they gave us, there's a lot of human imperfections that are here that just comes to life. The concept that perfect isn't always perfect, that there should be something more to be seeked. The concept of enjoying who you are in your skin and for who you are, right? The fact that you can come in all shapes and sizes and still be perfect. The fact that our world is completely flawed, because there was a scene that's in the trailer where Barbie first comes to the world, and it made me question. I'm like, wow, are we really like pigs? Like, are we this disgusting? And then to which my girlfriend replied, yeah. So I'm like, it opens your eyes from a different perspective too, because sometimes you don't see yourself in, well, you know, no one sees themselves as such or this, but we know people, we've seen these things throughout our lives, so we know that it exists.
Okay.
But it's told from other perspectives to kind of help bring it together and kind of like conceptualize things, because again, I'm pretty sure y'all have seen it, but Ken basically takes the ideology from the real world and brings it to Barbie world. Because again, even though he was this love-struck man who just loves Barbie and just wants her approval, that never strayed away as it turned into his downfall. But he takes the ideology, takes it to Barbie world, and turns it into his kingdom. Right? So small concepts that, of course, comedic timing, it was hit or miss. It was there in some points. Some points was very exaggerated to get to said point, and some of the comedic timing was just exaggerated and just might have missed here and there. Issa Rae as our Madam President obviously was a phenomenal choice. I don't care what anybody says. That was a phenomenal choice.
She was good.
She was great. She was great, my boy. She did a wonderful job. But those humane concepts, I think, are vital pieces to the story that's, to some, might seem not washed, but kind of like a lot to establish, but a long way to get there. Right? So there's a lot of personable stuff in here that you could leave watching this movie thinking and viewing things in different lights. Right? So I think that's important to highlight. As far as the presentation of what we got, as far as like the tale of, you know, Barbie being someone that was supposed to uplift women, bring, you know, you're a strong woman who could do anything, versus our society where it seems like it went the complete opposite and it's not this and it's not that, was something in itself. Obviously, bringing a mother and daughter back together, and the concept of family and peace amongst the household, and there was some notable stuff in here. I can't sit here and say that this was the worst film I ever seen, because I get the stuff in between, right? Will Ferrell will always be Will Ferrell, greatest as the Mattel CEO, hilarious. Kate McKinnon did her thing. But I think overall, to kind of sum up what I'm saying, is it's still fresh, but like not to the point where I have my opinion kind of tight niched. You know, with the Kens having their, you know, inner Ken beef, that being used to kind of like slow down the democracy of Barbie World and get Barbie World back on track to what it was, and the cameos with John Cena, just a random merman just popping up, you know what I mean? All in all, it's not a bad film to me, and it's not a perfect film. It's not a great film to me, right? So I'm kind of like, I'm in the middle as far as my stance goes.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that. That's, of course, why we do this, you know what I'm saying, to give these different opinions, and you know what I'm saying? You know, like I said, man, I definitely understand your points, you know, and it's the reason why I want to talk about it too in full, to make sure people understand why I feel the way I feel about this movie. So definitely, all your points are noted for sure. And actually, I'll be able to, you know, kind of, you know, I might have a rebuttal to whatever, but I have some things to say that will go along with what you're saying, you know. But before we do that, because we always wait for the last little bit or whatever, SC, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna bring you in a little sooner, man, you know, to get your opinion of what you felt about it when you actually watch it. Now, did you watch it in its entirety? Okay. I mean, what feeling did it give you? I mean, and did you know anything about Barbie? I mean, of course you knew who Barbie was, but just like X said, you know, he had a sister that played with her. You know what I'm saying? He has a different insight when it comes to Barbies. You know what I'm saying? You know.
I mean, I didn't play with Barbie, but I mean, Barbie been around. If you've been in the United States, Barbie's been around for as long as I've known. So I figure everybody knows about Barbie. You know, like.
Well, they know of her.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They know of Barbie. I don't know if there's anything specifically that you asking me about her, but
well, you know, I mean, you had women around you when you was younger. You know what I'm saying? Did any of them have any Barbie dolls? Did they?
Yeah, cousins. Yeah, everybody played with. Every little girl played with Barbie dolls, either a baby doll or a Barbie doll. You know?
So going into this, with you knowing that, like, what you feel?
I didn't feel nothing. It was just another movie. Then I'm like, okay, so they're making movies about not necessarily random things, but it would seem like random things, like Flaming Hots, Tetris, stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, these good concepts, so let me go in and see what it's about. Originally, because they started talking about this maybe about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago or something like that. And they had a brief teaser out. And I really didn't know what it was about. But since we were going to do the review and everything, I went in as a movie enjoyer, movie goer, and I just watched it. Yeah, it didn't really make me feel no type of way. It was just me seeing how they put the movie together, you know, the sets, watching the actors. You know, it was an interesting story. Keep it short and simple.
Okay.
Yeah.
And any particular scenes, anything grab you that you like?
No.
Like nothing?
No. If you into Barbie, this is one of those movies that you should go see. If you grew up with Barbie dolls and it's been a part of your life, I would recommend you go see this because it's interesting.
Okay.
Interesting. If you not into Barbies and, you know, it's probably something that you shouldn't go see. It's
Cool. All right. And, all right, so let's see, Bree. Bree. You loved it. You loved it. Yeah, you loved it.
Well, SC.
And before I bring you in though, like it's the same thing. Like you know, growing up, did you have any affiliation with Barbie? Did you know, whether it was cousins, was it you know, anyone around you that like, okay, you saw the Barbies, you saw the dream houses, the, you know what I mean, the cars, all the little accessories that come with it and whatever. Did it have you where, you might not have been excited to see it, but did you go into it with like, okay, I know some stuff about Barbie, so this should be all right?
No, I don't. I was going in as, well, LC said he went in as a movie critic. I was going in as that too, but I didn't come out that way. Well, yes, I did. I just...
You went in the same way you came out?
We ruined all your movies for you? You don't want to see movies no more?
Oh, man.
I didn't make it to even see the message. I didn't make it to nothing. I fell asleep in the beginning a little bit. Because even in the beginning, I was like, yeah, no. So I fell asleep and I woke up, gave it a few minutes, and I left. You know, I just couldn't do it.
Did you get your money back?
No shade to the actor, though. Yes, I got my money back. Fast.
Okay.
The girl was taking too long. She was actually giving somebody else a ticket, and I'm looking at my time like, you know, I'm ready to go. You know, I need that money back. But
how long did you make it then? I mean, like, how long do you think you stayed in there?
I say at least about 30 minutes.
You gave about 30 minutes.
I say at least about 30 minutes. Yeah, I say at least about 30 minutes.
Okay.
But I was asleep out of that 30 minutes. So no shade to the actors, you know. I'm pretty sure they did great from what I saw, but the concept of the movie was not for me. I was just really going in to review it. I wasn't really interested in the movie, to be honest, but I didn't make it to anything. So, you know, it just, I don't even know what to say about it.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is the review for today for
I don't know what to say. Everything looked good though. Like pink was pinking.
Pink was on fleek. Pink was pinking, huh?
Right. Yeah, it looked real good. Makeup, everything looked good. Like I said, the actors, I know they acted in bigger movies, and the movie seemed like it just wasn't for me. I think it was kind of corny, you know, on a lot of parts. I just didn't understand them bringing a Barbie to life. It was another movie that was out with, what's her name? I forgot the name of that movie. I hate I brought it up. I can't remember.
It's all right. Yeah,
the girl who did Top Model, Tyra Banks, she played in the movie. Yeah, she played in the movie where she had to play as Barbie. And I really enjoyed that movie.
Nice.
I wish I could get the name of that, but yeah, I'm sorry to this movie. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I might try it when it comes to TV, where I really don't have to spend on the movie. I'm sorry.
Right. Okay. All right. Life Size, huh? Is that what you're talking about? Life Size?
Yes.
Okay.
Good movie.
So that's
y'all haven't checked that out. Y'all need to go.
That's what
go look at that movie. But I will say, if you don't like this movie, this should make you appreciate good movies and make you, not to say that this wasn't a good movie to those who think it was a good movie, but it made me think, you know, we should be supporting movies like Woman King. Mm-hmm. Those should be big too. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. You know?
Absolutely. Which was an amazing movie. Absolutely amazing
yes. movie. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That movie.
And very empowering to women. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Very.
Mm-hmm. That movie should have grossed what this movie made, to be honest. That movie was so good.
You know, it's all about preference, you know, and the circles of people.
True. Yeah, that's true.
Who gonna support?
Yeah. You know, I for me, definitely Woman King over this. I've watched that 3 times, as a matter of fact, since that movie has been out. Extremely good movie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and of course, I guess movie Life Size made $97.2 million compared to what we getting now from Barbie. Yeah, man. Well, I get it. You know, there's everyone has their thing that they like. You know, we're not all gonna like the same movies, the same kind of movies, and whatnot. So. And I get it, you know, and that's okay. You know, it's okay. No one has to like the exact same movies. You know, that's why they have a variety of stuff, you know, for people. You know, there's some movies that I just absolutely feel like are terrible, and people are going to like it, period. It's just what it is, you know. Whether it's the same with songs. You know, whether it's the hooks or the beats or whatever, and someone else can feel like, man, that song is crap, but someone likes it, you know, and that's just what it is, and what makes us, you know, different, you know, humans, and everybody has the right to their opinions and so forth and so on, you know. So I get it. I'm not even tripping off that, but there are also a group of people who go into movies the way I do, and looking for certain things and need a certain thing in order for them to enjoy it or give it its true props or whatever. And I feel like I will be speaking for those people today. You know what I'm saying? You know, and that's okay. You know, we might even be a small group of people compared to this $774 million worldwide that they've made. You know, so obviously people are liking the movie. But all right. Ray, yeah, man, we might as well keep that one going, brother.
Yeah, let's do it.
So,
what's up, Ray? What's up?
Now, here's the thing. This is you know, now hear me out on this, Ray, because this is interesting to me. You have kids. Mm-hmm. You have little girls. Mm-hmm. Right. You have sisters. Mm-hmm. I met them.
I told them not to go see the movie.
Look, I was trying to get the setup, man. Hold on, before you swing, let me throw the ball first, man. Let me pitch the ball first before you swing, before you knock it out the park. Daughters, sisters. Mm-hmm. So when you went into it, though, did you have any idea, like did they grow up playing with Barbies?
Yeah, my daughter, she played with Barbie. I mean, I done bought her a Barbie because little girls, they like Barbies, you know, but this movie, I don't think it's going to be for them, you know.
Yeah. Even like you look now when you say for them, your sisters or your little girls, because there's a different way to look at this, because it would seem like you see this, it must be for little girls. Yeah. But to me, it seemed more like for grown women who used to play with Barbies, you know. Yeah. So what do you think? Like, do you know that your sisters wouldn't like it?
I know they wouldn't like it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. But what about your little girl?
She might like it because it's Barbie, but you know she ain't gonna go see it with me. I can't do that again.
Somebody else gonna
have to do it.
You gonna put her in the Uber and be like, "Look, just call Daddy when you come out. I'll be right there."
I can't even go in there now.
Or
so wait a minute now.
Or Ray go to a whole different movie. Right there, he take her to the theater, but she sit in Barbie while he go watch something else.
That's what I'm saying. But wait a minute now, because on Sound of Freedom, you was like, "Nah, I wouldn't leave my daughter no." But this one here, now you gonna leave your daughter. You was just talking about Sound of Freedom. You ain't gonna leave her no stage dad. You're a stage dad today, though.
I'm gonna have to be, for that Barbie.
Man, that is hilarious, yo. Y'all please go back and check out our Sound of Freedom review. But yeah. Okay. Okay. Now going into it though, Ray. What? Just walk me through this.
Going into it, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't really want to go see the movie because I wasn't interested in it. But since we doing this reviewing thing, you know, I had to pay my dues. You know, I wish I wouldn't have paid them,
or at least got your dues back, like Bree did. Bree paid her dues and went and got her dues back.
I'll be honest, I would have pulled the Bree if y'all went there. I would have walked out too.
I ain't gonna hold y'all.
Man, y'all could sit through it and I didn't.
Nah, I ain't gonna hold y'all. But what?
That's exactly what he said, though, Bree. When we was out there, he was just like, you know what? I might have walked out of this movie if y'all wasn't here.
I would have definitely walked out.
Hilarious. Oh my God.
I'm glad I went the little boogie lit out.
Yeah. No doubt. But so did any part of, okay, but give it to me, bro, because to the point where you're saying it's bad. Mm-hmm. Why though, dog?
It didn't happen from the start, man. The Barbie world, and you know, we weren't playing with no Barbies. And you know, if I did see my sister and them playing with Barbie, and they asked me, "Hey, come play in the Barbie world with me," I would have wrecked it. We would have wrecked the Barbie world.
Kick Barbie over you.
I made a lot of wrecked Barbies, dog. I ain't gonna hold you. Broke some legs, took some heads off, trimmed some hair.
So you wouldn't have played with Ken, none of that?
Nah.
Come on, Ken.
Ken would have been in a bird's nest in the tree in the backyard.
With a rocket strapped on his back somewhere? Yeah. Oh, man.
How I go, but yeah, I don't know. The movie, it didn't catch me from the start, man. You know, I don't know. I wasn't into it, man.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't get into it. Yeah.
So, like, just like X called out Issa Rae. I mean, you.
I like Issa Rae, man. I really like Issa Rae. I love a lot of her work she do.
Right.
But that's even her.
She couldn't save it.
That wasn't enough for me.
She couldn't save it for you.
She had to be the main Barbie for the saving.
It would have been a whole different story then.
Oh man, it would have been the Little Mermaid, basically.
Yeah.
Oh wait. Did I say that? Hold on. Did I say that out loud? Oh man. Okay. Well. All right. That's how you really feel.
That's how I feel, man.
Yeah.
Torture.
Well, hey, man, listen, you know, we've pretty much gone around the round table, you know, and gotten these different perspectives of it. And that's why I was saying that, because I wanted you to start off. But let's start off cheerful, you know what I'm saying? Let's start off with a happy beginning, you know, because there are people, regardless of whatever we say, they're going to see that movie still. You know what I mean? That's just what it is.
And they might like it.
And they absolutely might like it. And you know what? They worked hard for their money. They can spend it however they want to. I'm not mad at you.
Well, since they made so much money, they need to send me my money back.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah, man. So here's the deal. And that's why I want to get all you guys' take on it, you know, because some of us are going to go into it because this is what we do. We have to review movies, so we have no choice. Some are going to go into it with a little bit of like, well, you know, I grew up around it, you know, and everything. I recognize the cars and the Barbie house and all the other stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So there's nostalgia. You know what I'm saying? Something that you can relate to. That's going to bring you in sometimes, you know. Or it might be like, man, me and my sister was real close. She loved these. You know what I'm saying? You know, that person might not even be here, and you're like, I'm gonna go watch that movie because it makes me think of my sister. You know what I'm saying? Or cousin or whoever.
Which is how they got 774 million.
I can believe it.
Nostalgia alone.
I can believe it. And again, let me start off. If you want to know how to market anything, you pay attention to this marketing of Barbie. This is how you do it. I don't care what the reviews are, what we say. If you want to market a movie the correct way, this is how you do it.
Yeah.
They made that money based off this marketing, because I cannot believe that out of the $700-something million they made, that every single person in there thought this movie, man, this is the bomb. This is it right here. You know what I'm saying? They had to think, oh, this was a little corny. This was a little that, whatever. But they paid the money, so it's too late now. You know what I mean? Unless you're Brie, you know what I'm saying? You go out there and get your money back immediately. You know what I'm saying?
Or you spit it out.
So going into this for me, you know, yes, it's a job. This is what we need to do, and whatnot. But I wanted to like the movie because, I mean, I like some of the actors that's in it. I knew that this movie was generally garnered toward women that play with it and little girls. Right, I knew going in, Ray, this wasn't for me. You know what I mean? Like this, I didn't play with Barbies. You know, none of that. Whatever. There was no excitement. I was like, oh, I remember playing with Ken back in the day. None of that. I went in it because, you know, I have daughters. I have a mother. I have a sister. You know what I'm saying? You know, I love women. You know what I mean? I don't feel like I'm a male chauvinist. You know what I'm saying? You know, I respect women. I'll open doors for women. I try to be a gentleman, you know, to women. So I wanted them to have their movie. You know what I mean? Like, I really did, bro. When I say that, I mean, we just came off of Transformers and everything else, right? All big action movies and Mission Impossibles and all the boy toy stuff that we can muster, right? I mean, all the stuff that we can stand.
Oppenheimer, bro.
I wanted them to have their movie. So I was cool with it. You know what I mean? I was like, okay, I'll sit through it. You know what I mean? But give me something good and I'll you know, check it out. I wasn't given the movie that I thought I should have gotten. Even for me to not be a Barbie fan or whatever, I don't have to be a Barbie fan. I'm a movie fan. And I wanted to have a good movie. It doesn't matter what they were talking about. Just give me a good movie. And that is where the problem came in for me. Because all the things that you was listing earlier, X, I get it. And I was there for it. I want to see those things. I knew there was going to be a message in here. I did. I mean, even as silly as some of the stuff seen, I said there's going to be a message in this movie though, because it's too long to not have a message. You know, they could, you know, going right into it, you're gonna know, you see all the silly stuff and whatever. I'm like, okay, cool. They can't do this forever. They got to have something in there. The problem for me was that by the time that I got that message that they were trying to deliver to me, it was so far into the movie, they gave me all of this silly, corny stuff. And that's why I'm saying, Bree, that part right there, I feel you. The comedy was corny. You know what I'm saying? It was the delivery. It was so silly that I couldn't take it serious. So by the time that it gave me the message that I thought I was going to get way early in the movie, I just didn't care because it was just too late because they gave me all this silliness. And, you know, and I like Will Ferrell. I like Will Ferrell, but I like Will Ferrell the same way I like Jim Carrey. There's certain Jim Carrey movies that I'm like, I absolutely love them. And then there's some I'm like, now you're being too silly. Right, he's just being too stupid. And I can't decrease my IQ to try to like that movie. You feel what I'm saying? The same way with some of my music. I won't decrease my IQ to try to like the daggone song. And that's what I feel like I would have had to do. I would have had to dumb myself down to actually enjoy some of the jokes and the stuff that they were trying to, you know, force down my throat. And that's kind of where they lost me. You know, and I feel like I think I might have dozed for like 2 minutes, man. I honestly was up for quite a bit of this movie. There was probably one part that I'm just like, you know, nodded off for like 2 minutes or something. But for the most part, I can say I watched the majority of this movie. And that's why I can say it was a little bit over half of the movie where they gave me that message delivered actually. And I know the actress, the America Fiera, she's the one that was, you know, without, you know, giving away too much of the movies, the spoiler alerts, whatever. She was the one basically that was the little girl, you know, in a sense. And she gave this very powerful message about, you know, how women have to be perfect. You know what I'm saying? Men can basically we can do the same thing, but men can be a little barbaric with certain stuff or whatever. Women don't have that option. You know, they have to be classy. You know what I mean? You know, they have to carry themselves in a certain way. Even if they're doing exactly the same job as men. You know, like they can't slip as much as we can. You know, they don't have that luxury of that because they're a woman and everybody's watching them and expecting them to carry themselves in this certain way. You know, I understood everything that she was saying. I actually agree with it. You know, like I said, having mothers and daughters and sisters and cousins and everything that are women. I get it. And it made me feel like, yeah, that is unfair. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I'm all about fair. But but when she delivered it, by that time it was just too late for me. You know, they forced all this other stuff down my throat, and I just didn't care for it. It didn't have the impact that it would have had without all the silliness in it. You know, I don't feel like they needed to be as silly as they were to give me a Barbie movie, especially if you're going to take her from her imaginary Barbie world into the real world. You know what I mean? They could have done that so much better. So that's why I'm disappointed with it. I didn't, look, man. I mean, you going into it, this kind of movie is going to make a bunch of money. See people dressed up in pink or whatever. You know what time it is. So I'm not mad at that. I'm just upset that the writing was lazy. You know what I'm saying? The actors did their thing. I mean, they got to work with something. That's what we were talking about in the first segment. They're giving a script and an idea, and they say, "Hey, bring this across." And they did good based on what they had to work with. They couldn't help. They didn't write the corny jokes. You know what I'm saying? They didn't write that. They did what they had to do. But the corniness of it, man, the forced jokes, and my point about Will Ferrell was. In this one here, they just basically let loose. Hey, Will, do all your silliness, man. Just go for it and whatever. And there was a lot of corniness and some of those jokes. This is where I knew right here. I was sitting there and it was so quiet. And Will Ferrell said something. It was some corny thing he did or joke. And it was like, and I heard that laugh. I was like, yeah, this ain't my scene. This ain't my crowd right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't belong here. You know what I mean? Because there was absolutely nothing funny at all. And when I'm telling you this dude, and this is a dude now, this dude was the loudest one in that theater laughing like that. I'm like, yeah, nah, this just ain't it. They made that movie for him. Absolutely. And for everybody who finds whatever that was funny, they find that funny, that was for them, and I knew it wasn't for me. That right there. And it was just a bunch of that. You know what I'm saying? Even though that was the first one of the times that I heard him laugh like that, it was just a bunch of it. And it was so much that I just couldn't stand it, man. I couldn't take it. I checked out a long time ago. Even though I kept watching it, mentally, I checked out of the movie a long time ago. So that's what it was for me. I will say in the beginning of the movie, it felt a little man bashing kind of thing a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. Like I said, I'm going into a movie that's supposed to be for women and little girls. I expect to see a little bit of that. You know what I'm saying? That the men's are pigs and this, that, and the other, and such. And that's great. That's cool. If anyone feels that way, that they're entitled to that opinion. You know what I'm saying? I would argue that yes, men can be pigs, and then yes, there are women who can be exactly the same thing. You know what I'm saying? That do men wrong and so forth and so on. It's a shared thing. You know what I'm saying? There's no one side to say, well, men are just this, and then women are just that, and so forth and so on. We all have our things that we do. You know what I'm saying? It's just the way of the world. They can have a movie for men that they're bashing women and so forth and so on, and women probably feel some kind of way. I would understand that. So initially, when you're seeing Barbie say to Ken, hey, Ken, yeah, we're going to go over here, and the girls, we just going to be hanging out, and the guy's not allowed, and this, that, and another. And, she knows he's in love with her, you know what I'm saying? But she's kind of treating him a little bit like, whatever, Ken, bye. You're nothing to me, whatever. I was looking at it, I was like, I felt bad for Ken. You know what I'm saying? Like, I initially felt bad for Ken. Like, wow, he really loves her, and she's just kind of being a little dismissive. You know what I'm saying? It didn't seem intentionally. It just seemed in a very naive way. She's all about her girls, and it's a Barbie world, and and it is what it is. You know what I mean? So I didn't take it more like, oh my gosh, she's really horrible. She's a horrible person. She's just being naive and whatever. And then, like you say, he goes to the real world. He sees, oh, this is how men work. This is in the real world. It's a man's world, and whatever. And then, of course, taking that ideology back to the Barbie world makes everything just go haywire and this, whatever. So I get all of that. I understood it all or whatever. And I think at the same time, Barbie learned some things too, though, because like I said, there was all type of messages in there. From what I gathered toward the end was that she would try to be a little bit more fair and understanding of Ken's feelings as well, not just her own and so forth and so on. So I like that part, But like I said, man, the message delivered by America Ferrera that it's unfair that men get to do all the things they get to do and no one is checking them, you know what I'm saying, and saying, hey, you need to act like a man and you need to act respectable and such. I get all of that. I want my daughters to meet a man that is going to treat them right, not be barbaric toward them or chauvinistic and all this. The same I would want for my sister, my mother, and things of that nature. And there are some things that men need to clean up their act on and so forth and so on. Absolutely get it. But also understand that the same goes for women. You know what I'm saying? But that's not this movie. This is not the movie for that. This movie is about women and empowerment and so forth and so on, hey, I'm all here for it. But you got to give me a better package. You know, I think when we talked about this off air, my analogy of this was the diamond ring that's in that box, but the box is covered in feces and vomit and, you know, whatever else, you know what I'm saying, that you don't want to be around. It's a pretty gift. Pretty gift that's inside. If you can just get past all of that and get to that diamond ring, I mean, hey, you'd be happy. You know, opposed to, you know, the piece of coal that's inside of this other box that's wrapped up in such pretty wrapping and a bow and, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? You tear it open and the music starts playing and everything in this box, you know, just a pretty box, but what's inside is not really there.
Message.
Yeah, message, right? That's what it was for me, man. That's what it was for me. This was wrapped up in that box of feces. You know what I mean? The message was there. It absolutely was there. I heard it, and by the time I heard it, I just didn't care anymore. You know, it just totally lost me. If they had bumped it up like maybe 30, 40 minutes earlier into the movie, I would probably feel differently about this movie, but I did not get that. The same way I didn't get an explanation of how these Barbies went from Barbie world, you know, they're little doll-sized figures or whatever, and some kind of magical portal happens and they go into the real world and now they're life-sized. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, they're interacting with human beings and everything. They're not plastic. You know what I'm saying? They actually have skin.
Hey, that's some Black Mirror type stuff.
Yeah, and that's fine if I know I'm going into Black Mirror. You know what I'm saying? If I'm going to the Black Mirror, Twilight Zone, or anything like that, I expect to see the strange and the unexplained, right? But in here, That's not what this movie is. It didn't come off as, hey, this is kind of a Black Mirror type of movie. They did not explain not one time how they got from this place to that place and from that place back to that place and how the humans that goes back to Barbie Land. Are they plastic now? Are they, you know what I'm saying? Do they lose their genitals? Because that's the thing. Barbies don't have, you know what I mean? They're not anatomically correct, right? They don't have genitals or nothing like that. So when you go into the real world, you still don't have genitals. They don't grow. But if you come from the real world, do you lose your genitals? Nothing was explained, man. They just wanted me to just accept everything that they put in front of me, and I just could not do that, man. I'm sorry.
They did explain that, though.
No, they explaining what?
Kate McKinnon explained to Margaret how to get to the real world.
She did explain how to get to it.
It was just in a comedic way. It wasn't as scientific.
But she didn't explain also why you were able to get to the real world. Like why? Like she told her how, hey, go down this path, but she didn't say, and you're able to do this though because you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but it sounded like from the introduction, it was kind of like they're coinciding with one another, right? Mm-hmm. They live in a separate space, but it's accessible to each other. Mm-hmm. That's what it seemed like. It's just no one thought about it in that sense.
Don't make sense.
Exactly, though. That's my point. I get exactly what you're saying, X. Like she told us how to do it. You know what I'm saying? And whatever. And these both worlds coexist. Great, but why? Why are you able to do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, why? You know, why does she? You know, put it this way. Let's go back to Toy Story for a second. The toys in Toy Story, they play with their owners all the time. So when Andy is feeling some kind of way or whatever, the toys feel some kind of way or and such or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. But in this one, you know, when you went down this path to get to the real world, there should have been something. I mean, something there to say, well, these magical beings allow for this to happen or something. Or one of the kids made a wish on something. Like, I don't know if y'all ever saw the movie Big with Tom Hanks in it. Mm-hmm. Well, Tom.
Oh, yeah, I really like that movie.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Right, okay. Classic. Well, Tom Hanks made a wish on this machine at a carnival, right? And that right there was your explanation was, well, he made a wish on this thing. This thing is magical, and it made him into an adult, right? Okay, you didn't get that with Barbie. Like, there was nothing where it was like, well, this little girl made a wish one day upon a star, and that changed everything. And from that day forth, dolls were able to become alive. They were able to get into the real world. You know what I'm saying? Something. This was like, hey, man, this was fast. This was F9 in space to me again. This was, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need an explanation. Let's just make it happen. Let's just give the fans what they want. They want to see Barbie in the real world. So here, we'll throw in the real world.
Well, do you think, so then in that aspect, do you think you're asking too much of the directors? Because the concept of Barbie world is imagination. Everything is imagination.
Absolutely.
So couldn't that be the connecting bridge in itself?
No. Nope. Not without an explanation of why your imagination is able to become reality. Because see, if we had just stayed in the imaginary world, I would have everything they were throwing at me would have made sense because it's an imaginary world. When you're taking that imaginary world, you meld it into the real world, and you're not giving us any type of explanation at all, like nothing.
Just going back and forth like it ain't no problem.
Like it's nothing. There's no consequences to it. Nothing. You don't even see them shrink down or the bigging like Miss Marvel or something. You don't see none of that.
Well, my thing too is also it's like you think about who went where. Okay, the Mattel, the company who created the concept of it, right? Or the people who went back and forth. The creations went back and forth. Like it wasn't no random average Joe. Now, if random average Joes can access, then I can like I'm already swimming in the pond with you. But like if average Joes was able to go to Barbie World, I can see what you mean.
Wait. But who you considering average Joes though?
If a me or you.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like so, America.
That was America though. See, America worked for Mattel. She was just like a secretary. She was a secretary,
right there, though.
But she was a secretary though. She wasn't creating.
Who had a Barbie when she was little?
Exactly, but she wasn't a creator. Like the Mattel people, the staff or whatever, they was the creators, right? She was just a secretary that worked at Mattel who had a Barbie doll, right?
Right.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like she was they made her an average Joe type of person.
But because she had a Barbie, she had that imagination, she had the dolls, she had everything in the toolkit.
Exactly.
To make it work, obviously she should be able to get in there, right?
I don't know about that. See,
again, it's imagination.
It is imagination.
So she had the imagination.
Right. She had the imagination. So why does her imagination allow for these imaginary things to come into the real world though? That wasn't explained. That's my point. You see what I'm saying? Like I'm cool that they can go back and forth. Bro, I'm telling you, I'm cool with all that. But when you do it and you don't give us any for the intelligent people that that are sitting here trying to ignore all this other stuff, fine. We're in a playful world, whatever. I get you, but you don't want to give those people at least something, a crumb of scientific explanation or something. That right there is hard to ignore, man. It is so hard to ignore if you feel like you want me to accept that dolls can come into the real world and real world people can go into a doll's imaginary world without any explanation at all, man. That right there is a hard pill to swallow, dude. I mean, and I get it. Like if you go in there with the kid's imagination and you're just like, man, I don't need all of that. You ain't got to explain the whole thing to me. Just give it to me good. I just didn't get that, man. And I guess that's probably what highlighted it more than anything for me. That if let's just say like magicians, right? Magicians work off of deception in a sense. You know what I'm saying? It's more of a, hey, let me keep your attention over here on the left side while I'm doing this other thing on the right side, right? That's a whole magician's thing. If they did that with this movie, like they gave me all this other stuff to distract me from the fact that there's really no explanation of how they're going back and forth, I'm cool. But when you can't even get my attention on this other stuff because you're giving me all this corny delivery, I'm now zoned in on this. Now I'm like, oh, I need this to make sense then. Because, I mean, I don't have much to work with. I don't have much else to work with. So when they started going to the real world, I was like, okay, it's going to pick up now. Now it's going to pick up because as soon as they got into that real world, man, she met America's daughter. And that daughter she laid into her. And I was like, okay, we're starting the message right here because her thing was, you're everything that's what's wrong with the world. You know what I'm saying? This perfection, this white blonde, perfectly fit woman. You know what I'm saying? Like they even made a comment in the movie. There was a self-aware kind of movie. They was like, hey, if you want people to believe that women have these kind of insecurities and such, you don't want that person to be Margot Robbie. You know what I'm saying? Like it's hard to pass that off if you have an actress like this who looks pretty much perfect, right? You can't convince other women who might be dealing with struggles of weight or beauty or whatever it is. They have all these insecurities, but you want us to believe that this Margot Robbie woman has these same insecurities. You know what I'm saying? So so I get it. The daughter started it off, man. She's like, look at you. I mean, you know what I mean? And the way she walked up like, hey, I'm Barbie. Look at me. I'm perfect. And all the kids love me. And they were like, no, we don't. Because now we're in this woke society, right? You know what I'm saying? Women like, look, that's the type of stuff that makes women feel bad. When you have to look at this doll and the doll looks more perfect than a human being, if this is what you're supposed to live up to, because this is the idea of beauty to America, right? This is the concept of beauty, perfection, and everything like this. The reason why people want to get lipo and nose jobs and you understand what I'm saying, and butt implants and whatever, because America makes you feel like, hey, if you want to be perfect and beautiful and whatever, you need to look like this. I was there for that, X. You know what I'm saying? I got it. Like, as soon as it happened, I'm like, that's pretty powerful. You know what I'm saying? Especially coming from a teenage girl. You know what I'm saying? Pretty powerful message. And then when her mom came with the thing, I'm locked in. But again, like I said, there was so many small nuggets of that, and in between all of that, all the corniness and the ridiculousness, it just robbed me of the impact of that message, which I felt like would have been absolutely amazing for little girls to hear at this time right here. You know what I'm saying? Where this is what we grew up back in the day with. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's anytime you saw a woman on TV and she was an actress or she was anything, she had to be perfect. You know what I'm saying? She had to be, if it was models, they had to be real skinny, almost anorexic looking, right? You know what I'm saying? That's beauty. That's beauty. That's what they're selling to you. If she's in wearing Gucci and Louis Vuitton and she's on that runway, she's, you know what I'm saying? She probably weigh 110 pounds or something. You know what I'm saying? And that's making other women feel like, oh my God, I'll never be beautiful if that's what I have to live up to. You know what I'm saying? So I got it, man. When they brought all this in, I'm telling you, I was there. I was like, okay, yeah, give it to me, because that's fair. I can't imagine the women who think that. Let's just say, for example, Ray, that what's your boy Kane? Jonathan Majors, right? Mm-hmm. Jonathan Majors, Michael B. Jordan, right? They see these movies, they all nice up, cut up, right? You know what I'm saying? Looking all perfect and everything. Now, if women held you to that all the time and said, look, I don't even want to talk to you unless you look like that all the time, the kind of pressure that would put on you to feel like you're never good enough for anybody because you don't have the muscles and the six packs and the such whatever that these guys have, that's what everybody wants or whatever. So that's what women get all the time. You know what I'm saying? Of having to live up to this perfect image. And so that's why I'm saying, man, I got the message of what they was trying to say. The delivery was what I'm not agreeing with. The message, yes. Yes, absolutely. Yes. The women empowerment, yep, I'm here for it. All good. But the delivery was just not there for me, man. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with the message they was trying to do, and I saw what they was trying to do. I just did not agree with the delivery of it, man. I really felt like they could have done this a lot better, man. That's the part what really disappointed me more about the movie. Because I knew that message was there, I wanted to like it. I really did. I truly, truly did. I wasn't going into it like, oh man, that's crap or whatever. I went into it like, all right, if you're going to do Barbie, give me something more than just she's walking around looking pretty, and all naive and whatever. Yeah, give me that, and I just, man, Godly, boy. Godly. Yeah, man. So that was what it was for me, man, is that I just needed, I needed better skin on it. You know what I'm saying? About something, but just what was at the core for me, it just got overlooked and overshadowed by all the silliness. Because like I said, man, it was some really corny, forced jokes in there for me, man. I cannot overlook that. I just cannot overlook it. I was cool with the eclectic, versatile kind of cast they had. I mean, like I said, Issa Rae is the president. You got the girl, Alexandra Shipp, you know what I'm saying? Another black actress. Kuti Gatwa, you know what I'm saying? He's a black dude. Kingsley Benadir, is that what you call him? Who is Gravik, you know what I'm saying? General Gravik's in with a Secret Invasion. Yeah, I mean, we it's a nice, colorful cast. So it's not even a thing of, well, I'm going to hate on this movie because they hated on Little Mermaid because the girl was black. I didn't go in there with any kind of intentions, or anything like that. I wanted to like it because they have a different, versatile, cast. Even with your boy from Marvel, the Asian guy, Simu Lee, or whatever his name is, he was one of the major Kens, and I was like, okay, cool, that's good, it's not just the white Ken, the blonde hair white Ken and such, whatever, the other Ken is the Asian guy, you know what I'm saying, or the black Ken. And so, man, I can't even look at it and say, oh man, this movie is racist or nothing like that. It was what it was supposed to be. The first Barbie you ever saw was a white Barbie. I get it, not even a problem. But again, like I said, man, just the silliness of it, I just couldn't get past it, X. I just could not get past that, man. So I really wanted to like it. And, I was cool with the messages, but, that was that, man. And, for me, as reviewing movies and looking at these things and needing the dialogue to be what it is, needing the explanations of certain little things, like what Dial of Destinies and whatever we go to, they usually do have an explanation of why this thing is able to do what it does. Not just, hey, there's this thing and it makes you do this, so do it, and then it's done, and that's it. That's all the explanation I get. Like, I needed a little bit more, man. So for me, all the people that's probably listening, like, oh, why you gotta? It's just a Barbie movie. Why it's gotta be that serious? But it's a movie, and I need my movies to have a little bit of common sense. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of intelligence with it. Otherwise, let me know that I'm going to a movie that is just completely silly. I don't need explanations, and then cool, I'll go in there with that mindset. But I couldn't. Maybe I went in with the wrong mindset for Barbie, man. Maybe I just expected a little bit too much out of Barbie. But I don't know. Maybe they shouldn't have given me that message, man, because then I could have just said, oh, well, this was just supposed to be a silly movie, But when you have that message in there like that, yo, So, man, that's what it was for me, man. I just could not, and I didn't walk out. I was there, the whole time, whatever. But oh my God, man, I tried. I really, 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 really tried with Barbie. So, hey, like I said, all that stuff that I see, it may be word of mouth. Maybe people going in and saying, hey, man, this is really good. You should go see it. Maybe it's the marketing or whatever. I don't know. I guess I would have to talk to somebody who went to the movie, they liked it, and they went to go see the movie again. Because if you go pay for that movie again, you really like it. You really like that movie. And I'm not mad at them. Again, this is not to deter people from it. You know what I'm saying? You want to go see it. I'm not mad at you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. You're going to see the movie. But I would say at least go into the movie knowing that there are things that will not be explained to you at all. And if you're looking for that explanation, just don't even try. Don't even try to overthink it or why this and why that. Maybe just go in there, grab your popcorn, your drink, and decide to sit there and watch a movie. I do feel like some of that excitement is over Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling because they do have a following. It doesn't matter what movie they're in. Birds of Prey. What's the other one Ryan Gosling in? Driver. He's been in quite a few movies. Blade Runner, Drive, not Driver, but Drive. The Gray Man, whatever that. Oh, of course, and then La La Land. You know what I mean? Which won a lot of awards at one of those Oscars. Doesn't matter what it is. They have their fans, and I ain't gonna front, man. I like Ryan Gosling, man. Back in the day, he was in Remember the Titans, man. That
movie was so good.
It was so good, and he played a great character. He was the one that allowed Petey to come in and play his position. You know what I'm saying? Petey had gotten taken out of the position. He let him come in and play. So and he was one of the least racist guys on there. You know what I'm saying? Like he was the one that was jamming to some of the Temptation songs, and you know what I'm saying. So he was a very likable character, and even right then I was like, oh man, I got to watch out for this guy. He's gonna be something else. He was in one of the, I guess what they want to call one of the greatest love stories, The Notebook. You know what I mean? All that. Great actor, man. It's not about him for me. He did his thing, but I do feel like quite a few of those people showed up because they were following Ryan Gosling, they were following Margot Robbie, both incredible actors and actresses. But I don't know, man. I don't know. But again, like I said, that's how you market it. I'm not mad at it because it taught me a lot when it comes to marketing. So if for any reason that I like this movie is for the power of marketing, it absolutely showed me this is what you do. So pay attention, guys, for real. Pay attention, y'all. You audience out there, pay attention to how you market a movie. This is it right here. Because y'all would have to sound off in the comments, man, and let us know, like, how do you feel about it? What did you feel about the movie? Was it a good movie? Were you okay with not having explanations or whatever? Or did you just want to show up in your pink and that was as far as you was going with it? Because I'm curious to know, man. Like, am I just tripping, or was it? I'm just expecting too much from a Barbie movie. So that's what it is, man. Looks like our producer telling us that critics are calling it man-hating, man-bashing. Again, yeah, you could look at it like that if you looked at the first 20 minutes. If you looked at the first 20 minutes, yeah, you'll probably think that. They do make men put quite a shadow on men. You know what I'm saying? That's not too good. I don't necessarily think it's man-bashing more than it is giving people an opinion of what women think of men, how they're treated. I'm not a woman. I don't know how it feels to walk down the street in a dress or something or whatever I bought that I just want to look nice in and get all type of cat calls and men saying all type of things to me or whatever that are unfavorable. I don't know how it feels to be a woman, so therefore I can't speak on that. If a woman felt like, you know what, this is our moment to speak out and roar and get all of that stuff out and let men know how we feel and what be happening and whatever, great. Here's a platform for you to do it. I don't care about that. I don't mind. But give it to me in a way that is so much not where it's like, okay, let's just talk about all the disgusting things that men do. And give it to me like, okay, men do this, and this is what we do to get by and deal with it and so forth and so on. And after all of that stuff that men do, we still come out strong. We still take care of our kids. We work 2 or 3 jobs to, put our kids through school and whatever, you know what I'm saying? Whatever we got to do, while still cooking for our family and so forth and so on. Show me all those strengths and everything like that. And I'm supporting it, man. I'm right here with you. I'm holding you and I'm lifting you up. All you women, lifting you up because I appreciate the things that y'all do for us. You know what I mean? We have, we bring home the bacon and we go out and, if you hear something at night, men get up and go check on the strange sounds or whatever, right? You know what I'm saying? We're here to protect the women. That's our job, which is nothing compared to all the things that they do, on a daily basis. So that's what I'm saying. I'm championing women. Women, listen, if y'all are listening to this podcast right now, I champion for you. I only want it when your movie comes out, when you get that movie, to say all of that, give it to me in a way that is not corny and forced, which will overshadow all those things that you want me to hear when you give it to me in this way. And that is my problem with the Barbie movie. I wanted it to work. I wanted it to make sense. And when I say work, yes, if you're just looking at money figures, it worked. Great. If that's all you need, great. But if you wanted to change minds, if you wanted to change the ideals of certain things, it needed to be delivered in a different way. So that, just like what we're hearing on the internet, or seeing on the internet rather, it's not just looked at, it's just man bashing. I would not totally agree with that. I just feel like it was delivered the wrong way. So that is my take on it, man. And I don't know, man. Even now when I'm sitting here thinking about it and looking at the trailer, like, God, man, it really could have worked for me. It really could have worked for me had they done it differently, So yeah, man, that's my thing about it. I don't feel it's man hating as much as they would probably want me to believe. I'm pretty sure there are men out there right now who just, hitting bad review, just because of that thing, not because of the movie itself sucked, or whatever, but just because there's a woman empowering movie. Because there are those guys out there, those Star Wars guys out there who don't want a woman protagonist. You know what I'm saying? They don't want a female Luke Skywalker. They don't want an Asian woman, in there, because when they had that, they don't want a black woman, and they don't want anything that looks woke or whatever. They don't want change. They don't want change. They want it to be exactly the way they had it when they grew up. I'm okay with change, man. Just give it to me in a way, man, that does not credit them. for this right here for me, it credits those guys who are saying all those negative things because of the way that the movie was delivered. So you actually, the thing you're trying to not do, you're actually doing by giving them this ammunition, so that's the most disappointing part for me, man. I swear. Other than that, man, I mean, hey, looking at this cast too, oh my God, the cast was amazing, man. Like, man, y'all could have done so much with this movie with all this talent in there. I did not expect to see Michael Cera, you know what I'm saying? That's my boy. That's Scott Pilgrim for all y'all that don't know. You know what I mean? Super Bad and all the other stuff he was in with, forgot my boy's name. Can't even think of his name right now. But anyway, yeah, man, a lot of good stuff. I did like Kate McKinnon's role, of the weird Barbie, that was cool, because I do know there's those Barbie dolls or whatever that get their heads torn off or crayon drawn all over them or whatever. It just looks right. You know what I'm saying? So she had a fun part. You know what I'm saying? She played her part for me, but not enough to save the movie. For me, man, just was not enough. So not even the John Cena cameos and stuff like that could save it for me. But yeah. But anyway, so yeah, man, I don't know. I think we've said our piece about it. Everybody pretty much know how they feel. So we could definitely go around the circle, giving these numbers out and everything, because I know some people as far as sitting there listening, like, oh my God, y'all have just destroyed my dreams of Barbie. But nah, man. I
can still buy a Barbie doll.
Yeah, they can still do it to this day. Just
don't watch the movie.
Right. And it's funny though, because for people who get the message, I wonder if does this boost sales because how popular the movie is, or there are other people who like, you know what? I don't want to buy a Barbie now because you're right. I'm not perfect. You know what I'm saying? I have cellulite or I have imperfections and whatever. So why do I want to buy this thing that tells me that's how I should be looking? You know what I mean? So it's funny, man. It's actually funny when you think about that. Like it kind of contradicts itself, in a sense, of having this woman as beautiful as Margot Robbie is playing this perfect doll, but at the same time realizing that your perfection is actually hurting other women. It's not making them feel confident. It's not giving them the empowerment that you want them to actually have. So it's funny. It's actually something to really look into, man. If you really want to go deep.
Self-aware branding change.
Yeah, could be. Now, what would be cool? You know what would be cool and what would have made this movie work for me if they were to do this? If they were to say, okay, so we gave you the movie because what we're going to start doing is we're going to start making Barbies that are a lot more real. You know what I mean? They have the cellulite. They have a scar because they had to get a C-section, or you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like they're making real Barbie dolls based on real women. So real women can look at this and say, oh, this doll actually looks like me. I can see this now. Now I don't have to feel like if I don't go to the gym every day from the rest of my life, or if I don't go get liposuction, save up my last dime just to try to make myself look more beautiful on the outside, that, there's no more of that pressure now because there's a doll that looks like me. If they were to do that and say, this is why we wanted to prepare you for this, because we're going to change the whole marketing thing, then I would say, you know what? The movie probably was better than I thought. Maybe I'll go back and see what I didn't see the first time. But
only time will tell.
Yeah. I can probably tell you right now that I don't think that's gonna happen.
Probably not.
It's probably not, man. I don't think big corporations care enough about people. You know what I mean? To actually want to give them something that would make them feel better as a person. Man, I tell you, I had high hopes. But anyway, all right. Well. Let's do it, man. Let's do it. Let's go around, man. Let's see what it do, baby. You know what I'm saying? Bree, since you spent the least amount of time in the movie, we can go ahead and get your quick review out real, like we get yours out real quick.
My bad, y'all. Look, I guess I rate it as
Look, you walked out on the movie, and then you just walked out on us.
I was still here, my bad.
I'm just messing with
you. My bad, y'all. There wasn't too much going on in the microphone.
30 minutes, Bree. 30 minutes.
just because of the acting, you know, I know it was probably good for them, but
oh man,
for the movie overall, I give it a 2.5. Man, I didn't want to give that.
Ooh, wait, golly. Oh my God. 2.5.
Sorry, guys.
All you Barbie lovers. y'all want me to give you y'all want me to give her her IG so y'all can send her all type of lovely comments.
Don't come for me till you see it yourself.
Oh man, 2.5. I love it. That's what's up.
But I do like the message that you said came with it. So, but
But you get me though, Bree. Like that, honestly, that was what was in there. You know what I'm saying? It was there. Absolutely. It was there. If you had made it through the rest of it, you would have saw it. I just don't know I don't know how much it would have affected you because of what you had to sit through to get to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, like wouldn't you have wanted to hear something about women empowerment and making things fair between men and women and so forth and so on? Doesn't it seem like a message that you kind of want to hear, right? Something you want to, yeah. I mean, who wouldn't?
Yeah, I mean, I love a message in a movie.
Sure.
But the movie got to make sense too. Yeah. And I do agree with you when you said it should have been some type of something that would lead to the imagination.
Yeah, well, to the point of where we know this is an imaginary world, but then when you're going into the real world, you got to have some kind of explanation as to why you're able to do this. You know what I'm saying? Right. Something, just something. Yeah. Even if that something doesn't really make all that sense, you at least tried to give me something scientific a little bit, right? You know what I mean? Just something.
I agree.
But
I agree.
You know, hey, and that's just me.
Should have been. Maybe it would have made it feel more like a movie if they had started it out like that. So that probably would have had me. I would have wanted to see it. So I don't know. I'm still gonna go with a 2.0. Sorry, y'all. I mean 2.5. Sorry, y'all.
I was gonna say, man, you took the 5 away already.
I mean, if it wasn't for the actors and the person that actually, like the director that actually filmed it, because they had to sit through all that, even though they probably didn't like it. They had to sit through it.
It's like I already like my own movie. Oh, that's crazy.
Right, I can't even imagine having to sit through that and didn't like the movie. So yeah,
I get it, and I appreciate you saying what you're saying because you're absolutely right. I don't want anyone to think that we don't care the fact that these actors acted for however long it took them to shoot this movie, 4 months or whatever, that the director did what she did. And I feel like I'm sure a woman directed this movie. Yes, Greta Gerwig. Okay. And I respect that. See, I respect the craft. I respect the time that they put into this movie to try to bring it across. That's nothing to scoff at. That's nothing to be like, whatever. You go to work every day, you know what I'm saying? And you want people to appreciate what you're doing. So I appreciate what they set out to do. We just don't want anybody thinking that, do you know how hard it is to make movies? Do you know what it entails? And you can just sit here and you could just, give your little 2.5 and everything like that and all the hard work that people did. Like, no. She's literally saying, I respect the fact that these actors did their thing, that the director, the producers, they did their thing. I, on the other hand, did not like what they gave me, which you are entitled to do. You know what I'm saying? You're entitled to have that opinion. You don't have to jump on the Barbie train just because everybody said, hey, go love Barbie. You feel the opposite. I respect it. And I'm hoping that the listeners understand that too. If it was just, hey, let's just go to a movie. Let's not even worry about it making sense. I just want to get out the house. You know what I mean? Going into that with mindset, maybe you'd have sat through it. Maybe. But
I didn't even make it to the Barbie song with Nicki Minaj and Ice Spice.
That was at the end.
I really like that song, so I didn't make it to that. So at least I could have played it in the car. But,
yeah. They were smart.
Yeah, I didn't make it to it.
They were smart because they knew you was going to walk out as soon as you heard it. So they were trying to play it in the end for you, but you didn't make it. Oh man, that's funny.
Amazing song, by the way, Miss Nicki Minaj and Ice Spice. Like, I really love that song. It's really catchy. Yeah,
the song is catchy.
Really nice.
Yeah. Okay, so 2.5. 2.5. Nice. All right. Keep going, and see what you got, man. What you think?
I'm gonna give it a 3.5. I'm not a real fan of Barbie, but as pop culture and females exist in this world, I love females and I love pop culture. I know that Barbie has been around and that's something that could be big in their life. So, but as far as this movie, like I said, I'm 3.5.
3.5.
Yeah, it wasn't nothing that I would have just went to go see off rip. Like, oh, I gotta go see that Barbie movie. But I was curious to check it out and see what it was about. Shout out to the production designer, the set designers, because they did a decent job of bringing across that Barbie land, with the houses and the set design and all that. Mm-hmm. Shout out to the music supervisors because I like how they incorporated the music from the artists that they got today into that Barbie world and made custom songs. Lizzo's at the beginning and, Nicki and Ice Spice is at the end. Shout out to all the actors and, they did their thing. Other than that, everybody got their preference. This wasn't for me. Like I said, this wasn't nothing that I said I gotta go see. Shout out to the people that did love this movie. This is for y'all. Like, it's some stuff that I love that y'all might not like, So everybody got their own preference, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
Cool. All right, traveling on down, Mr. Xperience, the re-announce. What you feeling, man? You had a lot to say in the beginning, man. Made a lot of good points. What you think? Because all the fans that like this movie, they feeling you right now. They're like, come on, X, please. Save us.
So, okay, there's a lot of messages in this movie. A lot. It's not just the main one that you pointed out. It's, I caught some of the messages early on, too, within the chaos of the corny.
What, now you want to point those messages out? The ones we missed?
No, it's just, I kind of pointed them out in my review. Just the images of perfect not always being perfect, always wanting more. I just feel like in the areas of the film, like all y'all said it basically. Like, the points are made, they come off differently because this is imagination, and imagination can be overwhelming, it can be corny, it can be all that stuff, right? Mm-hmm. But sometimes you get lost in the dialogue trying to get to the point. Right, so for that I gotta take away some stuff. Right, I gotta take away for the fact that this concept it's not for me. Just like SC said, I completely agree with that too. Because I'm not a Barbie guy. I'm really not a Barbie guy. It serves its purpose for the audience that it's for. Mm-hmm. Right, and I'm only speaking from the perspective of a man who shares a lot of similar takes as Price does. In his review of these things. Like, I share a lot of those sentiments. And whether or not this movie, it hits for me or not, it's not as important, because for the nostalgia, for what this movie did, for what it grows, for who it brought in and what they did for what it did, you know what I'm saying? It did that for a reason. The message was there for a reason. The route they chose was for a reason, right? So I'm not going to downplay that. I'm not going to downplay the set designs, the hard work that people put behind this, the actors. Mm-hmm. Everybody did a phenomenal job. That being said, again, because this is not for me, it's a movie that like I said, it's not terrible. It is not bad. It is not great. It is not perfect. It is not the standard of a movie, because there's a lot of things in here we can definitely take out. There's a lot of things to improve on that could have made it better. Mm-hmm. So, like I said, I stand directly in the middle. And for that, I'm going to give this thing not a 1, not a 2, not a 3, not a 4. But I give it a 5.
Okay.
All right. Just flat 5?
Flat 5.
All right.
Cool. Yeah, man. No, I get it.
I support the message. I support the nuances. I support loving yourself. I support loving the skin that you're in. I support not perfect being perfect. I support women having equal, just if not much, then more of what men are doing. Y'all are literally the backbone of America, and y'all don't get that shine. You know what I'm saying? So when y'all have something, y'all deserve it. You know what I mean? I push that every day of the week. But again, it's just in the arena of this film that just ain't for me. That's where I'll leave it.
All right. Cool. All right, so boy, I ain't even want to look over. I ain't even want to look at your face, dog. It's like I know what your review is like right now. But I'm gonna give you a fair shot though, man. But I would say, and I know you gave your review basically, but whatever this score will be, just tell me why, dog. Just tell me why, whatever it is.
Again, I just didn't enjoy the movie. I didn't get the message. I wasn't looking for the message. I wasn't excited to see the movie. The movie wasn't good. Man. I gotta give it 1 star, man.
Oh, that's first, ain't it?
Good grief. Yeah, I don't think that ever got
not
one.
looking for the message.
And that's how he really feels.
Fine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Find my boy at your local kingdom, you know what I'm saying? It's the Ken Kingdom, you know what I mean?
Hey.
Men and horses.
Men and horses, bro. Men and horses.
Yeah, no, and I get it, man, because guess what, Ray? You represent a percentage of people who feel exactly the same way. As as rough and as cringy as that might have made some people feel, they like, ooh, God, what? You know, there are people who feel there are people who like, man, you being nice. You know, I'm gonna get this thing a 0.
Incomplete.
You know, you say that incomplete. When you get that U on your little test, like unsatisfactory or something, whatever. Boy. Yeah. I get it, man. I get it. Now, Ray, the reason why I said to explain or to tell you why, because I don't want people feeling like you're just women bashing. You know what I'm saying?
I just wasn't interested into the movie, man. You know,
right.
I didn't want to go see the movie, but
right,
doing our thing as reviewers, I had to go see it.
Right. And this is coming from a man who has daughters, sisters, and a mother, right? Okay. So you don't have a problem with women?
No problem at all. I got a problem with the movie.
Nice. So y'all hear that? Yeah. All right. So, you know, you've pretty much heard why I felt the way I felt. And I definitely, before I even say this, give a shout out to Rhea Perlman. When I saw her name, I was wondering, like, man, I haven't seen Rhea Perlman in so long. You know, she was on Cheers. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows she was that sassy, bartender on Cheers and everything. I think she was in Taxi and some other movies. But I hadn't really seen her in anything in a while. And so to know that she was going to be in the movie, I was like, oh man, I'm wondering what they're going to do. And then like the first old lady they showed on the bench, right? And I was like, is that Rhea Perlman? Like, that ain't Rhea Perlman. No, that can't be her, And married to Danny DeVito, I was like, oh man, I'm excited to see her, right? And I got to say that for me, Rhea Perlman's part was like the absolute best part of this movie for me because,
she
spoiler
went
alert.
Right over my head.
Huh?
She went right over my head.
Really?
That is.
Really? Wow, okay.
I was like, I knew she had some type of importance, obviously, but I just didn't know who she was.
Yeah, she was from Cheers, man, and her message, I got it. I understood what she was trying to say, and she was basically saying like, nobody looks like you, Barbie. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody's like you. You're an idea of perfection. Is what you do. That was the purpose of you. You know what I'm saying? Like she herself is saying, I created you.
Ideas live forever.
I created you. Look at me. I look nothing like. So this is not based off how I look. This is based on how I want to look. Like that's kind of how I took it. Like this is how women want to look. You know what I'm saying? But this is the pressure.
Well, that was their perception at that time of what they should look like.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
And that preference definitely has changed nowadays, like you said, with the inclusion of this cast as well.
Exactly. So it's different ways to look at that. Are you peeling back the layers of this onion to show like what's really at the core of this, a lot of insecurities and so forth and so on, to the point of where this woman created this doll because this is how she wants to look. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, man. So her part was actually kind of powerful to me. You know what I mean? From what I gathered from that, I'm like, wow, this is a woman,
facts.
Who has her own insecurity. She's made this the most popular doll in the world, and she herself, as the maker of this doll, has her own insecurities. You know know what I'm saying? It was that part was so real to me. You know what I'm saying? I could definitely understand it. So for me, I was like, that's one of the best parts for me. But again, because I'm a reviewer, because there are certain things I look for in movie making I expect from these directors and writers and so forth and so on, because I can't blame the acting. Now, if the acting was crap, I would have been calling them out on, hey man, you messed up the message. They had it right there. They literally put it in your hand. You still couldn't slam the ball, in the hole, But I can't do that. I have to put this on the direction and the script. You know what I'm saying?
What's the number, dog?
I really wanted to see this movie give women what I feel like they deserve. A movie for you. We get all our bam, bam, blow them up, thank you, ma'ams, and all this stuff here. Here's your opportunity. I just feel like they didn't give it to me. The reason I can say that, and this is not just for me, Ray, we went to the movie accompanied by women. I came out of this movie. I was curious. I just like, what? Two different women from two different backgrounds. Please believe it. I wanted to know what did I just watch? What did you feel? Am I tripping here or not? Am I just some Neanderthal man that you know what I'm saying? Go hit something, go play basketball, throw a football. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a stupid man who can't understand messages and stuff. That's what I'm like. Please tell me that I'm tripping here. And they were like, nope, nah, didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? It did not grab me. I didn't feel whatever this was they was trying to give to me wasn't there for me. So I'm like, okay, I'm not tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like these are two different women who came out of this movie feeling what I was feeling, and they just wanted to see a good movie as well. And they did not get that movie, So I myself, when I said I want to be fair about this, I wanted to make sure that I wasn't just being a man, a stupid old man. For me, I'm actually going to give this movie a 6. I'm gonna give it a 6 because it wasn't the worst movie I've seen. I have seen worse. It had a message. I got the message. I absolutely heard it. I heard it from the daughter. I heard it from the mother. I heard it from Rhea Perlman. And when they gave it to me, it was clear cut what they were saying to me. Got that. It was just overshadowed by a bunch of silliness, unnecessary corniness, and all that stuff there. So I can't give it any higher than that, but I will at least give it that for the effort. I'll give it the A for effort of what it was trying to do. Just the delivery was not there. So it looks like from our 2.5 to our 5 to our 1 to our 3.5.
Yeah.
Gave us an average of 3.6. Pretty low score. About the lowest one we've had up here. And from what I understand, like our opinions vary so much from everybody else out there. And I don't know. I don't know if these people are giving this opinion because they have some affiliation with studios. They don't want to piss some of these studios off. You know what I mean? They don't want to lose subscribers. I mean, I'm pretty sure there are certain things that reviewers do because they don't want to lose subscribers. That's not what you get over here. You know what I mean? You get the real of how we really feel and why we feel that way. Not just, we got this certain sponsor, and if we say this, that sponsor is going to not sponsor us anymore. No, we don't have those issues. We want to tell you, hey man, go see it, don't go see it, or if you're going to go see it, do know that you might feel some kind of way. That's just our opinion, and we're entitled to it the same way you guys are entitled to it. And because you're entitled to your opinion, we would love to have your opinion. I'm curious, man. Like, please sound off in these comments and let us know, what did you feel? Like, do we bash it too? Are we Barbie bashing? I mean, they say it's man bashing, but are we Barbie bashing? You know what I'm saying? Let us know. How on point or off point are our opinions of this movie. Sound off and let us know. You know what I mean? But yes, that right there, guys, you got it. 3.6 average Barbie movie review. And if you stick around, you know what we're going to do. We got the hip hop fact going for you. That's there every time. But keep in mind, this next episode will be all hip hop, baby, because it will be the 50th anniversary of hip hop. And we're going to talk about hip hop all day long, man. So if you love hip hop, this is the show that you want to check in for. I guarantee it. I guarantee. So yeah, man, that was it. 3.6 average Barbie, man. Check it out. Let us know what you think. We'll be back out these commercials. Peace.